Okay, does everyone see this? Does everyone hear me? I've got chat open on my laptop because I'm not sure how I can see that while I stream this game. Assuming I am streaming it. How about y'all let me know? What a delicious cup of coffee I've got this morning. I have a delicious cup of coffee every morning. Because unlike Patrick Klepek, I don't expect other people to do things for me and then complain about how they do it. It's actually not very good. There's some old beans. A little acidic. Alright. So this is Thrones of Britannia, a Total War Saga. And if you heard me talking about this on the podcast the other day, I've got some issues with this game. I'm not sure this is the strongest outing for a Total War standalone they've had in a while. It's probably not the foot I would have wanted to get a new series off on, and yet there is something about this game. So let's hop into it. We're going to start a new campaign here because, look, I tend to play badly when people are looking over my shoulder, and this is a really similar experience to that. So I'm not actually going to put a campaign I'm invested in up on stream because I would crater it within seconds, I'm sure. All right. So, yeah, this is set during the era of the Viking invasions, and let's see. I've played Wessex. I got started with Wessex because I'm super into The Last Kingdom, which is some quality trashy TV. But Wessex is seriously game breaking in a lot of ways. It's way too overpowered at the start, and it really starts to show some of the late game weaknesses of Thrones of Britannia. So let's not do that. I suppose I could be Mercia, which have kind of a tough starting position. Plus, Wessex is going to scale out of control real fast. Also, let me know if I'm clipping at all. If this mic sounds a little too hot, I was having some issues with that. I'm having issues with my mic every day at this point, but we'll see how it goes. So Mercia is sort of in the middle there. That neighbor to the south is going to be a real problem. They might be a good place to start, or we could make things a little more interesting, and we could be Vikings. Problem is these guys are totally screwed. Vikings or no. Their starting position is basically in the path of a number of potential juggernaut factions, and nobody likes them. Although, man, Guthred looks cool, right? Check that guy out. Look at that. Look at that eyeshadow. That is fearsome. Or it could be a Sea King. Okay, so being a Sea King apparently means you start in the land of good scotches, but that's going to be that geography is pretty tricky. He doesn't look as cool. He doesn't. Let's see if Sudreyar, Difflin looks cool. No, Difflin does not look cool. Also, I'm not wild about that starting position. That seems like it's going to be a real pain. Boy, I am leaning toward... Guthrum's cool, but I'm really leaning toward these guys. So what's the issue here? Disloyal characters. That sounds like a pain. Alright, so after Halfdan Ragnarsson overreached himself and died in battle last year, Guthred took his place as ruler of Northumbria. I'm just going to say it. I don't know how to say this old English stuff. Said to be a former slave, Guthred is overseeing increased integration between the Viking settlers and the native English. But he is still a Viking, and war is in his blood. Well, don't know how I feel about that description of things. I don't view culture as necessarily individual destiny, but, we are in a time of myth and legend, and what the hell. Let's go for it. If I get totally run over here, we'll just start over, and we'll pretend this never happened, and you saw nothing. We're going to leave the campaign settings tuned up to hard, because there's a little bit of a difficulty issue with this game, I would say. In general, things have been pretty easy. So what have we got here? 150% income from raiding and sacking. Experience boost when fighting Anglo-Saxons. That's going to be cool. A boost to morale. Here, King. Here, King. Over here, boy. The King of Danes here in Britannia must play a delicate game to stay at the top. Find the balance between appeasing the English and your army. Okay. Ragnar's legacy. He was killed by the Anglo-Saxons, so that's why we hate the. That's why we hate the Anglo-Saxons. Although, if you watch The Last Kingdom, you know Ragnar maybe had it coming a little bit. 10% charge for all units. Very strong axe infantry. Berserkers. Alright, we're going to do this. We'll watch the cutscene. I think there's a cutscene.
Ragnar died here, killed by an English king. How fitting that we now rule his lands. For 10 years, the great army ravaged England before we settled the conquered lands of Northumbria. We have carved out a kingdom of our own, on an understanding between Viking and English. But it is a fragile alliance, requiring the right king to lead it. If we remain strong, all of England lies open before us. If not, we will follow Ragnar to his grave.
No one knows how long the current peace will last. Use the lull in hostilities to build your strength. Combine Viking might and English resolve to make Northumbria the greatest kingdom these isles have.
Northumbria? That can't be right, can it?
One of your armies is based at your capital as a defensive force. Your other army is ready to deal with the rebels in the north. This rebel army must be put down before you can expand your reach.
So this is something that all the Total War games now have started doing. This started, I think, with Total War Warhammer 1. Every single campaign seems to open with some goddamn rebels, like, right on your doorstep. And it's like this forced tutorial that I absolutely hate. And yet, there we have it. So, you know what? We're just going to put these guys down, and then we'll take a look at the state of play here. What have I got? What's this dude all about? So these are probably some axe dudes. Northumbrian. I do not like the way that sounds. Northumbrian Thanes. Spearmen, axemen. All right, this seems respectable. We'll see what these guys can do here. Ugh. Yeah. So I actually got to go fight this battle because if I auto-resolve this, I might win it, but I'll probably eat some ugly casualties. I might still eat some ugly casualties. What have they got? Spearmen. Alright, they got all that bullshit. Okay. Yeah, I'm toying around with the idea of moving that watermark, but the problem is you can see where the UI elements are in this game. It's kind of tricky to get that thing completely out of the way. I'll tell you what I can do. I will move it a little bit further over and try to get that out of the way as best I can. But the UI is just kind of all over the place. All right. Should be a pretty straight fight here. Let's get these farm fields out of the way. That's going to be an impassable rock. Stuff like that can really foul up your formation because troops will part to get around it. We'll put the spearmen in one control group. hold these guys in reserve, and you'll be in reserve as well. You know what? We'll just put them in Group 3 as reserve, and we'll go get this done.
Try pitching your missile.
Yeah, thank you. That's helpful. I mean, sorry, I really pulled a Klepek there. He was just doing his best.
Haste yourselves! Spearmen! Bowmen!
Alright. Any cavalry I need to worry about? Yeah, melee cavalry. That's going to be annoying, because I do not have anything to deal with that. So if they use their speed, they could cause some real problems for me. What's their archery situation, though? It's pretty weak. So, can definitely win a ranged battle here if I want. And I think I do want. I'm going to play this as gutlessly as possible, I think.
Archers! My sword, your gut! Move it, men! Quicken the pace! Chosen by Odin!
Alright. I'll say this, it's a good looking game and it runs pretty damn well. This is a... I'm hoping that you're getting a pretty smooth frame rate on your end. Alright, so I might be taking some fire myself. Alright, you know what? You guys can stop skirmishing right now. Alright, they are definitely using that cavalry.
Our general is under attack.
Alright. So if morale starts to get low, I can blow the rally horn, basically. Alright, that should cause these guys to break pretty fast. Let's see how this line is doing. Alright, they're holding, which is about what I expect from shielded spearmen to do at this point. We'll shift fire to these guys. They're going to be a pain. Okay. I do not need to worry about those guys. So we will... Alright, form some assault columns here and try to get around the flank. This is pretty standard Total War stuff. Units just tend to melt once they're flanked. But the only thing I'm worried about is if, like, my general just, like, randomly dies like an asshole. That would be bad. I don't even need to do this, but you know what? Rebel's fate. There we go. That should be the end of them.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Alright, we can ignore those guys too. Maybe out of their shield castle. Okay. So that is that. That should be the end of this battle. We're going to take that fire at will off. Okay. So yeah, you can sort of see like how quickly morale just breaks once a force is completely surrounded. And, you know, that's the name of the game, is breaking enemy forces. Are these guys... Good God, what is it going to take, though? This is This is positively indecent. Okay, look at this. So they're like surrounded on every side, and they're still just trucking along. This is some... I mean, that's what an elite unit will do, I guess, but this feels a little bit much.
With speed, warriors! That's it! Take on! Battle orders! Bowmen! Archers! Up the pace, men!
Fucking finally.
Before our might!
Yeah. Alright, so that was a pretty clean win. Who are the big killers there? My elite unit, the General's Companions, were the main drivers of that victory. 139 kills. They took some pretty gruesome losses because they were sort of in the thick of it the entire time. Got a lot of value off these spearmen and axemen, but they tended to have easier like flank attack jobs ahead of them, so things went pretty well for them. But yeah, so that should be the end of that army. And okay, so first decision here is, do we ransom the captives? 70 gold, that isn't going to pay any bills, so that's not worth doing. Take on warriors replenishes losses by 4%. That number obviously changes based on the scale of the victory, how many enemy units like were engaged. 4%, it isn't nothing, but it might as well be. Or we can just kill the captives, which this game is really sort of mechanically driving you towards, I think. Because the other issue is that using this function to take on warriors reduces the overall experience of your units, and you really want experience in this game. So we're going to kill the captives because that's the right decision, I think.
You can rely on us.
Okay, so now that's what's left of them. There's basically nothing. We'll auto-resolve using balanced tactics, so we don't have to go through that again. And now they're all dead. Yeah, lost one soldier. Okay.
March on!
Okay, so I got a new mission. Kingdom of Northland is planning to subjugate their neighbors. Who are they? Westmoringus. War fervor will be increased. We'll talk about that in 1 second. Westmoringus. Who the hell are they? Alright, got that. So we've got greater public opinion. Basically, that's going to be like stability, contentment of the populace. And a bonus to unit replenishment, which will be very nice. And that's going to last for 5 turns. Guthrie got some good experience off of this, and this is one of the big changes in this game. So if you remember a lot of other Total War games, and this goes back to kind of the origins of the franchise with Shogun, there have always been like agents, spies and such, that can do various missions. They've kind of gotten rid of that, and there are a lot of good reasons for doing that, mainly because it was a really fussy system that was rarely fun to play around with. And the way that's now represented, the sort of effects those agents had, is in the followers tree here. And each of these follower levels you get changes some quality about your general. So because this guy's a general, it makes a lot of sense to give him a champion, because that gives him +1 command, improves how well his army fights, and will basically make the army more resilient. So we're going to do that. And also, alright, we're just going to call her Edith, but what does she provide? Greater influence for my king, +1 governance, plus 10% income. That's good. She's cool.
Advance, men.
All right. So what's the state of play here? Who the hell is Westmoringus? Oh, those dudes. Okay. Yeah, that tracks. It seems like they should get defeated pretty soon. Okay, and these are the guys I need to worry about, apparently. Northliad. All right. So this is the diplomatic screen. I'm the guys in gold, and how my neighbors feel about me is represented by color. Salmon, it turns out, is not a good color to be seeing. That is not a feeling of positivity. That is, it may not look good, but that is a feeling of burning hatred right there. So probably we're going to have beef with these guys sooner or later. Why do they hate me? Events Northliad, so that's probably the event we just got. So we're sort of being set up by the game to hate each other. Cultural prejudice, the same old story. Events in Westmoringus, maybe that's the event I just got. Who the hell knows? And then various treaties and diplomatic penalty. But that prejudice stuff, the events that are sort of driving us to be in conflict. They're English. I'm Viking. Yeah, so classic stuff. And they despise the great Viking army, which, hey, guess who I am. All right. So, wish we could be friends. We can't be. We could be friends with, let's see, Hillerborg. You know what? If someone's got a good pronunciation guide for that one, I'm all ears. Hillerborg seems like they could be pals. Do they already have enemies? They do not. But man, they are going to get run over by the English like any minute. So do I really want those guys to pull me under? Versus these other Vikings. I really need to... So these guys don't hate me as much as I might think. So that's Mercia. And they have issues with the Welsh, but they're vassal, I think, of... I think they are a vassal. They're already a vassal to Alfred of Wessex. Let's see if I can befriend them.
An ill wind brings such visitors.
Intriguing. Maybe I can sweeten the pot. That's a lot, though. I don't want to spend that much.
What in heaven's name made you
Oh,
think we could be
okay.
friends?
Wow. It's middle school all over again. All right. I guess, well, these guys seem cool. Oh, are you... Really?
I thought you just proposed friendship. I must have misheard.
Okay. Okay. Wait, maybe I was stuck in the other menu.
My heart has
That's not what I
room
want
for
to do.
you and your works.
Oh, shit. Okay. Are they already my vassal? Yeah, okay. That's interesting. Alright, so they're actually going to pull me under. They're going to get attacked, and I'm going to be forced to respond, and under I go. So that's how that's gonna go down. I've got a lot of vassals. Hold on here. That's pretty cool. Alright, so basically I'm the big wheel when it comes to the Great Viking Army factions. Which is going to make it very hard to be cool with the English. Who, of course, are famously good neighbors in the British Isles. That's what they've been known for historically. And that is the foundation of a lot of myths and legends for other cultures within the British Isles. So we're all going to be pals. Alright. What have we got here? North Thridding. Alright, so the thing I need to watch out for here is, like, vulnerabilities. What... Like, if I'm going to invest in developing different parts of my empire, like, I want those to be the parts that are not about to get overrun any second now. So there's reason to be cautious about developing too far north, because that borders somebody that I already have problems with.
Our foes shall fall.
Which might be an interesting place to develop. Can invest in getting a little more money, which will be good. Oh, this is an entire other army, too. Okay.
Foes will suffer.
So, one of the other things that's different in this game is the fact that you can build units instantly, but it takes time for them to come up to strength. So I can recruit any of these units, but they're not going to be like full up on troops. Is the army name Dangeld Won't Save You? That's awesome. So I can get any of these guys in the line right away, but I just shouldn't expect them to be at full strength until a few turns have gone by. So we are going to invest in building up a second force here. They really do not have much in the way of strong melee units, so we're going to give them the Long Axemen, who are really good at just shattering enemy melee units. So we're going to get them. These guys are probably enough to hold the line, and then some garbage cavalry would be a good place to start here. No, that force is still garbage. We really need to go big or go home here. Okay. Yeah, that seems legit. There we go. Okay. And I'm consuming too much food because of that. Alright, what was the other thing I was looking at? War fervor. People love war. This is a thing that rises and falls in every game. Different factions seem to have slightly different relationships with it. But right now, because war fervor is pretty high, I've got greater approval across all regions. Greater fame, which is a terrible mechanic, and it's a way to basically be gifted victories in this game on the strategic level. And then greater morale, which makes my armies more resilient. Okay, so because we built up that force probably too much, those guys are going to eat me out of hearth and home. So I really need to see if I can get more food on the table. And there is a lack of food-producing locations in this empire. Oof. Alright. See what I mean about, like, me being on stream, like, instantly playing worse? That's the sort of blunder that I tend not to make. I'm blaming you, is frankly what's happening here. Alright, so we'll see how this goes. Probably, because of this food number, we're going to run into some problems pretty quickly. Which means I need to get over to West Moringus as quickly as possible, and boy, I sure hope you guys have some grub, because my boys are hungry.
I have achieved greater rank.
Okay, who's this? What's going on here? Oh no, that's not okay. So these are those dudes that we were already told we were gonna have problems with, and they are coming over. That's an interesting line of attack. That'll take them forever, basically, to get in my forces' faces. So we'll see how that goes. This governor just leveled up. So it'd be a great time to start producing more food. So we're going to give him the forager ability. And, yeah, that should sort things out ASAP. We're going to move him to Alkilt for the moment. Although, I bet they have food there, right? Like, there's got to be boats and shit. They got to fish. Alright, in the meantime, wait. That's also in motion. Okay. We are going to start booking it west and try to go on the attack with these guys as quickly as possible. garrison army's taking attrition. Can't even worry about that right now. Because people are going hungry, they're pissed off. Nothing I can do about that, guys. We are all just doing our best. Alright. Anything going really sideways in terms of relations? Not really. Alright, so my strength ranking is 2. This is a poor guide how things are going because everyone is so closely packed that, like, if I lose one battle, my strength ranking will just collapse. So, like, right now, they are 4, which means they're, like, real, but it won't take any time at all before somebody crumbles. So it's not a great guide as to who the big players are right now. All right, we're gonna keep moving. Uh, 13 mob, you have missed a lot, to be quite honest. I think there was quite a lot of XCOM last week. Yeah, some people pointing out the campaign map here is a little hard to make out. I would agree with that. We're still starving, so look, everybody is working on that food. Gotta get on that food situation. Okay, what is that? Come on! Alright. Oh no. Damn it. So, while they were in that province, I could have upgraded them with, I think because this province has a blacksmith, I could have given them a slight bonus to their equipment, and that would have been awesome, but sadly, I moved them before I could sort of bring that to fruition. Alright, so it looks like these guys are continuing to crawl toward me. Can I even make out what they have? That could be a tough army. Not gonna lie. Not sure what's gonna happen there. I could also recruit more troops, but obviously with the food situation only getting more dire, I think that would probably be a poor plan. Anyone got more food? Good God. Yeah. Church. Where are the loaves and fishes when I need them, eh? Yeah, anything that can be food is becoming food. We're going to be eating horses in no time at this rate. Alright, so they're clearly coming for me. So things might get dicey. Doombongo, thanks for subscribing. Okay, those guys left. Okay, this is going to get cool. Alright. Yeah, it's a very big map. Like, this is a massive, like, blown up version of the British Isles. But I do agree, like, there's kind of a sea of detail that makes it actually hard to pick out meaningful differences on the map. Alright, can we see what these guys have? Meanwhile, Westmoreland gets pulled back. I could get these guys right in position. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. These guys, they're nobody. They're strength rating 51, which isn't something I need to be concerned about too much right now. Northumbria is for real. They're strength rating 5. I'm wondering if I should do this in reverse order, basically, especially because I actually want to play this safe and move these guys north to make sure that I'm not going to lose Alcult. So if they're going to be up there anyway, Girum and what I presume is lots of delicious fishes is just over that border. They're also, I think, going to take some attrition because they're out in the winter. It seems like something should happen. All right, so that little arrow going both ways means they're in reinforcement range of each other. So if anybody starts anything, both armies should fight. Hey, you just keep making that food. Alright, so they pulled back. Wait. What surplus? I do? That seems not right. Alright. So, I actually do not want to fight every single... Oh, but I need troops right now. Look, I want to be good. But not yet. Alright, so... Viking is landing. Those guys just show up from time to time. So there's still Viking raids happening at this point, and from time to time they just appear on the map and all hell breaks loose. Hey, you look good at farming, and you're a governor too? Alright. So... here's what we're doing. We are going to send the main army north, and they are going to prosecute this war, and we're going to keep this army held back to sort of function as a quick reaction force. And we'll see how that goes. Is Westmoreland allied with them? Let me check that out. They're not, so this army will not be fighting as part of these dudes' war. But yeah, I think it's got to be done. Let me see if I can make friends with somebody north of these jerks. Strathclyde seems... Is that Strathclyde? Is that who they'll become? Maybe we can be buddies.
I may be open to persuasion.
Let's do this. Come on.
Speak.
Go to
Do
hell.
not take offense.
I'm torn between moving these guys to this sort of hold them at this bridge, because I don't think these guys can make it to Alkilt in time. So I think I'll be able to react if they come back. Why mess around? Okay, yeah, this is going to be a problem. But we're going to do it all. Alright, we can try to buy some time. Nope, that's not going to happen. So there's going to be beef. There's no getting around it. These guys still have no friends. And they have a lot of enemies. So... Alright. We're just going to do this. Yeah, go to hell. Who is Westernus? It's these guys right there. Alright. Not too worried about that.
We will meet. Force with power.
We're going to occupy that. Come on, please have fish. Please have fish. Oh, are you kidding me? Alright, they vassalized, so now these guys are definitely part of this war. So that's going to be a pain in the ass. But the good news is I can now recruit more troops. So this is the King's army. Let's give him some long axemen, some herdmen. Thane horsemen are cool. Yeah, archers are good. Alright. It's going to take a while for these guys to come up to strength, but this isn't much of an army. I think I'm going to go through them like a door.
We serve to the end.
Okay. So every faction has this sort of unique thing, like some unique context for their strategic layer, and this one is basically, how are the English feeling about me? And the answer is not great, but you know, you can't please everybody. Alright, who did what? Alright, these are, I think, are my allies coming in? Yeah.
My warriors are ready. You can rely on us.
Alright.
We pledge our service.
Again, we'll move into a position where we can sort of react to whatever they do. Would have expected there to be a little more food in here. All right, well there is. They've got cattle and they've got a marketplace. So that produces a very little food, but every little bit counts. And that'll give me a little more money. It's also a cheaper upgrade at this moment, I think. No, they're about the same. Alright, we'll go for the food. Alright, not gonna worry about that. What's their problem? The hell with them. Look, there's an argument to be made that I'm not being a particularly good ruler at this moment. I would sympathize with that. Alright, what'd this guy get? Okay, that's, that's not ideal. So basically, wealth has made this man corrupt. Which is... It tracks, doesn't it? Alright, where is Viking landing? Somewhere. Alright, we're not gonna sweat that right now. Yeah. It is imperative that we win this one. But since my army is kind of it's definitely under strength, we'll see how this goes. Command group those guys. I have no idea if this is just going to be like... Is that just a graphical effect that it's like sort of marshy over here? Or is that going to slow guys down? That'd be really useful to know, but don't think. We'll just have to try it. It also looks like, yeah, we have a very slight grade, so we have a very slight high ground advantage here. I could position these guys in the trees. The problem is trees make it a lot harder to command a battle. Like, there's just major line of sight issues. Like, reading the tactical landscape within a forest is brutally hard. Nevertheless, you know what, we'll do it. Alright, so we get a couple spearmen. We'll keep them out. And they will guard, I think, this flank, just to make sure no cavalry sort of edge around it. Now, those guys in the forest, I think, might be... they're not... They're exposed right now. Hold these guys in reserve. Hang right here. These guys are also in reserve. And alright. Well, see how this goes.
A cavalry charge to the rear of an enemy formation can be
Oh no, they're just coming straight at me. Okay.
Leave your cavalry in reserve, and then hammer the flank or rear of the enemy.
I think we do have time. We have time.
Where's the fight? Up the pace, man. Battle awaits. Move it, man. From history. Hasten your
Our hidden units have been discovered.
speed, warriors.
What are we dealing with here? Melee cavalry. Okay, they're just charging straight in. That's a decision to make with cavalry. Alright, but now I cannot see a damn thing, so this is actually turning into exactly the kind of mess I did not want it to be. Alright.
See, they flee before our fight.
Alright, we're just going to try to get the archers out of this. And trust that these guys can kind of look after themselves. Turn and face the enemy, damn it. I have no idea. This is really bad. Okay, they're not actually sending guys in, so we will... That looks like they broke. Alright, that gives us a little bit of breathing space. Alright. We're going to try to consolidate our position here. Is anybody coming at us? No. Looks to me like they are going to try to win this attrition battle. No, I'm not seeing any incoming fire, so... Alright, we'll try sort of an attack in echelon here.
Cavalry! Spearmen! Axemen! Quicker than they! Thanks! With speed, warriors! Move it back! Up the pace, man! With speed, warriors! Up the pace, man! Up the pace, man! Move it back! Up the pace, man! Quicken the pace!
Alright, looks like they're already breaking. Let's make sure that none of our guys do the same.
Our general is under attack.
It's not where I wanted them to get bound up. I'm trying to get these guys around the flank.
State your orders! Bring down! Missiles loose! Move it back!
They get a slight charge bonus when they're in this wedge formation. There aren't many of them, but we'll see if we can break this knot over here. Okay.
See, they flee before
God.
our fight.
Well, yeah, that's definitely a formation. That's how cavalry charge is supposed to work. There, we'll pull them back out. Who is doing that? Alright, we've got we'll have a rally up in a minute, but that's not a good army to... That's not a good unit to have running. That's a bad sign. Alright, I can't actually pursue those guys because this left flank is buckling, so get out of there, damn it. Alright, so because those archers were set to keep firing at somebody who's now retreated, they just started plunging into the battle line, and we can't have that. Alright, but they are 100% breaking now. Alright. Alright, I have no idea what's going on over here. This is that general running? No, he just sort of ran through the line. Alright, their general's dead. That should probably freak him out a lot. Alright. So yeah, not the cleanest victory, but, you know, we'll take it. It was way worse for them than it was for me. %, is, given how weak this army is right now, 11% is not nothing. And it's a new army, so I'm not actually that worried about the experience. Oh, that's perfect. They are just marching to their deaths now. Didn't I do that? I feel like I would have done that. What the hell kind of Vikings are these? War fervor is decreased. Okay, Mercia is busy with the Welsh. That's probably not great for them. That's like, God, it's nobody left. So we're just gonna probably eat him up in a second here. Alright, so this general, it's my king. We really want to bring these guys back up to strength quickly, so let's become foragers, and they will replenish more quickly. Let's see how unbreakable this wall truly is. Alright, he ran. Oh, are you kidding me? And he ran right there. But we're going to reoccupy that. Should mitigate the food issues at least. This guy's also doing well. Speed is of the essence right now, so we're going to give it a little campaign movement bonus thanks to the quartermaster. And I think this guy's just going to get his curtains for him. That's pretty dark.
Heading out. Bring that.
I really don't want to fight this battle for... Alright, we're just going to auto-resolve this. I think I got this. Is this music from The Witcher? This sounds like Witcher music. If it's not, it's very similar. Ugh. That's a lot of losses.
Advancement.
There we go. Yeah. Now you see what Empire is good for.
Enemy blood will flow.
Alright. We'll take that next turn. Alright. Also, because we're in friendly territory, we're back in that blacksmithing region, so we're just going to upgrade everybody. Feels like there should be a mass upgrade button, but... Alright. Still, people are starving, so it goes. Nothing I can do about that for right now. Good. That's a nice catch from my ally there. Do a little cleanup. Alright, 500 to make the problem go away. I like making problems go away. Difflin just consolidated their hold on Ireland. My god. Alright, the food situation is slowly getting better. That's thanks to this farm I built in Doncaster. But now it is time to hit whoever the hell these guys are, Westmoringus. Alright, and I'll bet. Do you have food?
Now we'll see. In Odin's name.
Yeah, let's do this.
Without
Give me your food.
Yes, indeed.
Hell, yeah, wait. What if we just ate the sheep? What if we did that, huh? Alright, at the very least, that pretty much brings this entire province under control. Yeah.
We serve to the end.
What is this warfare problem? Is it because of the food? It's all the wars. It turns out all these wars are getting these folks down. And now everyone is getting sad and angry. Oh, that's... Yeah, so we're probably gonna have a rebellion any minute now. Unless I can get these goddamn food issues sorted out. Which we will try to do. So, as you can see, they're trying to rebuild their army real quick. But that's going to be tricky for them because they're not a very strong faction, so I doubt they've got the wealth to build a new army very quickly. And even if they do, again, do they have time to get an army up to strength? As for these guys, okay, so this is a good example. Remember what I said about like strength ranking being super fickle right now? They're down to 35. And that is because, probably because like half their army just got destroyed, and it looks like things aren't going well for them up north either. So they're about to get sandwiched pretty badly. So we'll see what we can do with that. So as for the a couple people bringing up the fact that like it's tough to go back to a Total War game like this compared to like Warhammer. I don't know. I think Warhammer's kind of its own thing. I do not view it as like unambiguous progress. I think Warhammer 2 is frankly kind of overrated. I hate that strategic map with you know, a burning passion. I think Total Warhammer 1 was really, really good, but I also think there is such a like there's so many hard counters in Total War Warhammer that it starts to feel really gimmicky to me. Like I genuinely don't like how much every battle feels like line up your armies and sort of run them at each other, and then let the counters go to work. Make sure your giant unit killers are attacking giants, all that stuff. That gets like. I like the series, I like what it's doing, but I think there's a lot to recommend a classic Total War game. I just don't think this quite fits that bill. Like, one of my issues with this game is, this is the direction they started moving with Rome, where every settlement, every minor settlement outside of a city has, it fits in archetypes, like this is a sheep pasture. But that's all it can be. There's nothing you can do here to change the character of the settlement. So every province ends up feeling like super predetermined as to what it can be, which means that as far as like governance tasks go, as far as like empire building goes, customization, this game doesn't actually have a whole lot of that, which kind of bothers me. Okay, so all right, so here's the thing that's about to happen. We're going to start cleaning up West Moringus down here, and I kind of want to race north, and while the getting is good, like take out Bebbanburg. Hey, shout out to the Last Kingdom. That would be nice. Especially if these guys are going to start expanding south and eating into Northblade's territory. But at the same time, like, I could just cut off Scotland. Like, here, I could cut off... I'd hold basically the entire, isthmus. Which is tempting. And it's certainly easier to reinforce. Is that a remnant of Hadrian's Wall over there? That sure looks like it. Alright. We're gonna do that. It's the smart play. Danegeld won't save you. Everyone's still angry. Still can't make food. Wait, though. Maybe that place with the wharf. I can almost. Next turn I can build that. Yeah, there's... Like, I think Rome 2 made a lot of questionable decisions about the overall direction of the series, and you can make good games within that mold. I think Attila has some very, very cool stuff in the way it uses its theme. But yeah, there's so much in Rome 2. Rome 2 feels bloated in a way a lot of subsequent games have, and I think one of the reasons the Warhammer games have worked is because Warhammer has enough stuff in it to usefully fill that bloat. Like, Warhammer itself is kind of this giant ramshackle universe, and that's kind of how games should feel. Not so a lot of historical settings. I don't think they've quite figured out how to fill that. I'll bet Lancaster is just lousy with fish.
You can rely on us. Aye then. As commanded.
Oh. Okay. Increasingly unpopular. Your nobles are not impressed with you, nor, as it happens, are your English subjects. Whilst you cannot please all the people all the time, perhaps you need to please some of them some of the time. Fuck. Alright. Where is the max executions button? I feel like that would solve some things.
Our foes will suffer.
Okay, so they've got rebels too, though. So we'll deal with that in a second. All right, as you can see, we've got low loyalty that just became an issue for a lot of characters. So what's going on here? Every character has a loyalty rating, and right now, boy, they're not happy. And look at this. The main thing is they're happy with the office they hold, which is Justicar. They're happy. They actually like my ruler just fine. Personal loyalty is doing okay. The issue is estate's low. And let's look at one of the most extraneous and half-assed game mechanics I've seen in the Total War game. Okay, so each territory you conquer has an estate associated with it. Basically a title. And doesn't really do shit in terms of how an estate is governed, but people just like having titles. So I've got a loyalty problem because my king has so many more estates than my officers. So how do I fix this? Well, let's see. Here's a guy I want to keep happy. He's all right. Yeah, let's give him Doncaster. Holy shit. Look how much happier he is. He's got an estate, +2. But notice also estate's low is gone. That's because now my king doesn't have so many more estates than his officers. And so everybody, across the board, just moved out of the red zone and is now pretty much cool with my king. But I can really drive up the loyalty here in just a second. Hey Carl, you look like you could use. Let's give you Lancaster since we just took that. All right, so now everyone pretty much has that sorted out. Didn't get the buff I wanted. Maybe I needed one. Maybe I should have just kept that extra estate. Maybe now we're 2 equal. But that's kind of this is it. That's the system. That's what estates do. You conquer more of them, and you sort of pass them out like candy, or pacifiers, really, to be more accurate. So that's not brilliant, but it is how this game works. All right, we're just gonna crush these rebels real quick.
Attack.
Yeah. So if you remember a lot of earlier Total War games, estates, titles, stuff like this has been around. This existed in Medieval 1, which for me I think is still probably the most put together of all the Total War games they've ever made. I might be alone on that hill, but it is my hill to die on. But it was a lot more readily parsable, and assigning government positions actually did affect how province performed. Doesn't seem to be the case as much here. We're going to maintain the siege, keep these siege buildings running, and eventually that place is going to fold. We got the food situation sorted out. That's good. All right, we're in the middle of a siege, so we'll build a siege engineer real quick. Also, it feels like the loyalty thing, the titles, it all feels a little bit like Crusader Kings, but without any real... It doesn't work like it does in Crusader Kings. Like in Crusader Kings, what you're trying to get across is that one of the weaknesses of the feudal system is that power is kind of indivisible from land, and the way you confer political power and loyalty in this world is to confer land on officers. But once they've got it, it is theirs. That is, once you hand that over, that land and all its people, wealth, that belongs to the noble. So in general, the state is kind of weak, and in a lot of cases you have to use... You have to sort of bring your nobles along and retain their loyalty and conviction in the direction of your kingdom. And that's what Crusader Kings is all about. It's trying to build personal loyalty to your ruling family that sort of exists on top of or even alongside the state. And that's cool. That's how all this is supposed to work. That's what makes it a good medieval politics sim. This kind of has the form of that, but it's completely strategically inert, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So we've sort of solved the food crunch. What the hell is he governing? Okay, a lot of industry, marketing. Okay. So, well, we'll see what this guy can do. Open this back up. Alright, so he'll generate more wealth if I just give him a scribe. Alright, so how bad is loyalty right now? It's getting better. Ooh, that's not good. That's real bad, in fact. Alright. Alright, so there's probably going to be something going wrong down here any minute now anyway. So I swear to God, if this freaking army walks in and storms this village, though, I am going to be, like, enraged. And see, the geography is actually tough. So as the crow flies, this isn't that far, but, like, it kind of is. Like, this is the main road leading up to that settlement, which will itself be easy to take. But I control nothing in that province, so it's actually kind of not worth it for me to do that. We're going to move south here real quick and take this province. And I think we'll try to wrap up this war with Northlead this stream and see where that leaves us. How are we doing? Still... Alright, we'll build another couple siege engines. Keep that siege rolling. Alright, everybody hates me. And I still haven't been able to do any research because I haven't unlocked any. Which is kind of a frustrating thing with the early game here. Okay, now... Alright. Now we can be friends, right? And they have all the right enemies. That's cool. So now... Alright, so that's green. That's good. I wonder... What if we were just pals?
An ill wind brings such visitors.
That's actually pretty cheap. Like, I mean... You can put a price on friendship, and that is worth it. So we are going to be... Although they are enemies with basically everybody, but they're still actually pretty powerful. Like, weaker factions hate them because they're in the process of conquering them. But this would be a useful ally to have. So we'll try to shore up at least one of our relationships with the English here. Okay, so somebody's asking about coffee temperatures. So we actually sprang for a electric kettle that has... You can dial it down to the exact degree Fahrenheit. I think there's some that can go to like 1/10 of a degree, but at that point you're starting to get into more expensive gear than I really want to spend on my coffee. I think it's...
My skills are growing.
Colaveda? Is that... I can look it up, but like, yeah. So basically, you're looking for a electric kettle with like detailed temperature controls, because then you can really control the exact temperature of brewing, and that is what you want. All right. Oh, maybe we can. Can anybody make people happy? Zeal is a good thing to have. So I think bards. Nothing fires people up like a good song. So let's pump these governors up and get them fired up to be zealous. Alright, so that guy landed and is going to be obnoxious about the entire thing.
We'll see this through. Let's go.
Okay, you know what? Fine. We're just going to maintain this, because I don't think these guys have an army. So, I got time. Do they? No. We have enough money now we can start investing in more forces as well. So, who here is unlikely to rebel and fuck things up any minute now? It looks like North Thriding is the place to be. And because we're concerned about loyalty, just in general, we'll start a cult. That seems like a good thing that you want your ruler to be doing. Hey everybody, we are cultists now. So enjoy that. Everyone is pissed down here, and there isn't a damn thing I can do about it. And people are also angry down here. So we'll hold on to our money and prepare to ride out whatever storms are headed our way. Actually, no joke. I actually used to be really fussy about, as in all things about me, I tend to go through a process of just increasingly vanishing up my own ass about things I value. And so I actually used to be really into using a traditional tea kettle on the stove, a stovetop kettle, and heating the water over a flame, because I enjoyed the ritual. Like, coffee is as much about ritual as it is about taste. Like, you find your soothing ritual, your midday mental break, and you just sort of do what feels right. And so I enjoyed the like 5 or 10 minutes it took me to brew a goddamn pot of coffee, just because it was relaxing. But then I just got fussier, and the electric kettle was so much more convenient. I just got all into that, but I am... Who rebelled? Where the hell's the rebellion? There should be a rebel army. Alright, Thurbrand, let's get these people back on side, huh? Carl. Yeah, we're gonna occupy that. It's gonna piss people off, but they're already enraged, so not really my problem. This is really driving me crazy. Like, where... There they are, right? That's got to be them. No, that's an ally. That's Holderness. Jesus.
In Odin's name.
Dudes.
Hit hard.
Alright, there's gonna be a rebellion, so there's gonna be rebel troops somewhere. In the meantime, oh, this province is now pissed off at me too. Alright. We got a little food to spare, so we're gonna level up this central building right here, the main building on the settlement chain. And that should unlock this slot, and we can just build something that will make people happy. Like a cool arcade, or in this case, probably a church. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about it, like, you know, we're talking about, like, little rituals we value. People talking about, like, the love of waiting for tube amps to heat up. That's something a lot of, like, slightly archaic technology is really good about, is not giving you what you need, like, on demand, which, I don't know, there's kind of a prison that comes with convenience, right? Like, having something, like, at your fingertips sort of denies you that minute or 10 of, like, contemplation. that is super useful, and that I think all of us probably need a little bit more than we credit. I certainly do. In many ways, I think I've sort of been looking ever since I stopped smoking. I've been looking for something that would sort of replace the cigarette break for me.
Bring that.
These guys, come on, just start dying. You just start dying. Alright, how's this, Alright, so I'm about to start running out of supplies any minute now. So, that's going to be a problem. Which means I might actually just need to conduct an assault, which I really don't want to do.
Hit hard.
What have they got in here? If I assault this place, they've got a pretty weak army, if I'm being honest. So, like, this is probably mostly due to the wall. And I have the siege engines, I think, to take this place. I hate doing this shit. I hate siege engines. Oh yeah, quit smoking ages ago. Although, like, you know, when the stress is overwhelming, you know, when major life shit is going on, sometimes I have been known to duck back into a gas station and look for a pack of unfiltered smokes. But don't have to do that very often. We're talking, like, you know, years will go by without any smoking. But I still miss it. I miss the smokers' camaraderie. You know, if any of you sort of were part of that weird brother and sisterhood of smokers, I don't know, a lot of good conversations happen outside during a smoke break with people you otherwise probably wouldn't talk to. Alright, we're going to wait for the rain to clear. Well, this is England, so maybe it's not. There we go.
To capture the enemy settlement, you must first scale or breach the walls. Siege equipment may be used against the walls or to breach the gate.
Here's the deal. Oh, does this imply... Maybe this is just like modeled, because it says it's indestructible, so that's not a thing. This is probably just a model how long we've been at this siege. Alright, so I think I'm going to deploy, and then they get to deploy in reaction to that. So the thing about the siege towers is they go straight onto the wall and land troops on the ramparts here. And that's a good way to clear off archers, but it is really tough to assault those if they have good melee troops guarding the wall where you land. And the battering rams take out the gates. So the trick is to breach their walls in enough places at once that they can't just sort of contain the break-in, but without getting so spread out that you get picked apart. It's a tough balance to strike. I'm wondering if I could... Alright, spear infantry aren't super valuable, so... For an assault like this, at least. Okay. Are there any other gates on this wall? No, there are not. Okay. Fuck it. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Who else has a... I built more than one battering ram, right? There we go. Let's... You know what? Let's put that down. Okay. You don't like that. Because I just don't see archers being super valuable during this assault, so they're just going to walk in, they're going to eat some high losses, and they're going to open a door for the cavalry to come through. And if this attack doesn't pan out, then nothing lost, really. But this is going to be the main effort. So, who is working this? That's a good unit, but honestly, I think I might... No, you know what? Yeah, they will be on the siege tower. That works. That works for me. I think multiple units can go up the, I built too many freaking, like, battering rams, if I'm being honest. I didn't realize that. I was hoping there'd be, like, walls with multiple gates on them, but that doesn't appear to be the case. So we're just going to drop that and not bother with it. Which could cause me problems if there's, like, flaming arrows or something. But it takes a lot of flaming arrows to knock out a battering ram. So we're going to land up here. No, I want you. No, you were good where you were. All right. All right, just in case.
Ready! Archers! Axemen!
All right.
Units in a formation group will keep their relative spacing when moved together. Units not in a formation group will lose their current formation.
All right, what's on this wall? That's retinue sword infantry, so that's going to be bad. That is going to be bad. However, it doesn't look like this force is going to be opposed at all. So,
We're taking missile fire! Ready for war!
I think I might just... If these guys break through, good. I don't think they stand a great chance of doing so, so we're just going to keep moving. Okay, what do they got here? Javelin men. So that's going to be... It's going to make this messy, but... Again, if we get the breakthrough, then I don't really care.
Where's the fight? Dismantle their defenses!
To win a siege battle,
Yeah.
you must either capture the victory
Town square.
point or rout all the defenders. The defenders will
That's
mass around.
perfect. That's good.
Axemen!
I don't think they're going to oppose that at all.
Glory and plunder! Spearmen!
Where did those dudes go?
Herdmen! Chosen by Odin! Under enemy fire!
Okay, these guys are taking their sweet time.
My sword, your axemen! Ready for war! Move it, men!
Alright, actually, I don't think they're going to be opposed now, so...
With speed, warriors! Battle order! Take! Hasten yourself! Up the pace, men!
Alright. That's not what you want to have happen if you're them. Those are skirmishers, so that's lightly armed troops trying to hold back axemen. And this is already breached. So, hold on. I did not want them to be the first ones through, because spearmen are good for holding a line, but not necessarily for shattering one.
Battle awaits!
Glory and thunder! Enemy siege destroyed!
Spearmen! We're taking missile fire! Axemen!
Alright.
Herdmen!
Alright, looks like they're gonna come down.
The courage of the men in battle begins to fail.
Okay, the archers
and they
broke,
rout.
but that's to be expected. I actually don't even need this entry anymore. So they're gonna come through the door. Can these guys get in? No, they can't. Alright, looks like 1 unit per siege tower. Alright, looks like they're no longer holding the door anyway, so we're just gonna go through. Alright, and they're trying to contain that breach, which I don't think is going to go super good for them. What are these guys doing?
Swordsmen, bring them! Axemen! Move it, man! Wipe them out!
Alright, we need to get ahead of this.
Leaving the field.
Chosen by Odin! Hard men! Off the pace, men! Hard men! Archers! With speed, warriors! Hasten yourselves! Stand here!
Our men have rallied.
Get them! Command us! Bring them! Slash them!
Okay.
Where's the fight? Spin it up!
I have no earthly idea what's happening up here anymore. I can't tell if that's... You know what? I don't even care.
Axemen!
We're just gonna start marching.
Command us! Our foes have flanked! Crush them! Chosen by Odin! Our foes will fall! Crush them! Battle awaits!
I actually do need to wrap this up over here.
Our foes will fall! Swordsmen! Attack!
I'm not sure all my units are engaging properly around here. Like, it feels like I'm seeing a lot of idle units standing next to enemy units.
See,
Alright, we'll see if we can get my
they
horsemen
flee
through there.
before our might.
Alright, we're gonna build a shield castle. There we go.
We have captured the gates.
I think they're break. I honestly have no idea anymore.
State your orders! Horsemen! Cavalry, faster! General!
Alright, we're just gonna try to make our way into the center of town. I don't care about the rest of this stuff. Alright, so the thing is, that looks like... that's not a great unit, but it could be dangerous. So we're gonna set them up to... Who now?
Our men run
Archers.
from the enemy.
Don't care.
This is shameful.
Okay. I'm getting sort of harassed here.
Quick on the pace! Battle orders! Hasten yourself! End them! Leave the field!
Are you shitting me?
Swordsmen! Attack the walls, men! Take! Up the pace, men!
The men have been routed. They are leaving the field.
Jesus Christ.
Where's the fight? Take! Hasten yourself! They won't take us alive! Herdmen! Herdmen! Spare them! Spare them! Spare them!
Alright.
Our foes will fall!
This is where the battle gets decided anyway.
With speed, warriors! Smash the walls!
Who?
See, they flee
Slain.
before our might.
Alright. We're just rampaging through this, like Vikings should. Alright. Oh, that's not where I wanted everyone to be.
Fight! Quicken the pace! Up the pace, man! Hasten yourselves! Spare men! Thames! Hasten yourselves! The men are exhausted! Charge! Horsemen! Full gallop!
We're capturing a victory point.
Axemen! Quick on the path! Attack! Bring them!
Alright, they're almost in position.
Crush them!
Alright. This hopefully will break them.
It's a children's race.
To victory! Glory and thunder! Our forces are withdrawing!
Which is interesting, because
It's on fire.
I don't feel like there's been a whole lot of explosives deployed in this battle, but, you know. Sort of like an action movie where shit just starts exploding for no good reason. I can't actually, like, find room to deploy these guys.
Ride like the wind!
We've seized an enemy victory point.
Got them! Glory and thunder! Where's the fight? State your orders!
I wish these guys had, like, slightly clearer unit markings on them. Like, the flags are somewhat helpful, but, like, everybody is the same color of, like, sort of dun-colored rags, basically. Okay. What are these guys? Yeah, they're nobodies.
Horsemen! Attack them!
You know what? I think it was worth it, because we took the settlement before the snows fell, so... Okay, so, yeah, I mean, we could have done that more cleanly, but I think we did well enough. No units have been disbanded, which is interesting, because there's, like, well, I mean, that seems bad. Not a great showing from a lot of these guys. Do I want to liberate anybody? I do not want to liberate anybody.
Rely on us!
Born governor. You were born for this. Oof, that's, those are not happy campers.
Our foes shall fall. Glory awaits us.
God, that's a bloodbath these guys are taking now. Oh man, that army is basically hosed.
I have
Yeah.
received you.
No, we're not
More
going to
than
give them
that, I
the
cannot
peace out of this
promise.
war that easily. Alright. What else is about to go wrong here? A lot of things. Can't fix them right now. Well, I could. There's always more room for fishes. Alright. Alright, so that's some Irish stuff that's happening. Who is doing this? Oh, them. Okay.
We cannot.
We are going to take Lancaster again.
Smash them.
Thank you very much. Ah. Great. How do I do that? Occupying settlements and ransoming warriors. Oh! So, I mean, again, you could argue maybe I've been botching this a little bit by murdering every last Englishman that I've gotten my hands on. But, you know, it's a learning experience for everybody. And we're just going to be cool about it. As hopefully the British will learn to be. Alright, this guy could use an estate. Everybody's happy again. Deep strategic gameplay. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't understand it. I do not understand what the purpose of that or what the theory behind it is. Maybe there's something I'm missing that's really important about how estates work. Let me know. But like I've played a lot of this game, and like the estates have never been more than that exact kind of nuisance you see right there. Oh, this is gonna be a pain in the ass because these guys are rolling in. And they're going to take most of this territory, and I don't think there's anything I can do about that. Which is annoying because like I won this war, like I did that, and they're just going to reap all the benefits. And I'm going to actually have to invest in feeding this hellhole. Otherwise, it won't be able to support itself.
We will bring you glory.
Okay, that place is still building up slowly. Every place is still building up slowly. Am I friends with those guys? I can't remember if I'm friends with those guys. Because otherwise, them like sort of bogarting my conquest is doesn't sit right with me.
You can rely on us.
Talented with the bow. All right. Cool. He's retroactively decided he spent most of his childhood hunting. So yeah. It all came back to him once he was at Lancaster. Alright, we're doing good on food, so let's build this great hall, I guess. How are we doing, guys?
Enemy blood will flow.
I still feel like this empire could use this army could use a little bit more. So could this empire, frankly. But okay, you know what? We're just gonna. Oh, these guys are done. That's basically it. Okay, I'm not even sure I want Rooster. Yeah, I'm not even sure I want Rooster, because that seems like I will not be able to govern that province effectively, so we're just going to let that lie, and, yeah. Oh my god, come on! How many allies does it take to wipe these guys out? Thank you. Boy, this thing where the English all hate me is gonna be a real problem.
Enemy blood will flow. We plant
Yeah,
our
we're just
service.
gonna
Bring that.
I'll resolve that. Chop. For good measure, sure, like it. We will ransom them, because we are friends to the English. What on earth was that?
My abilities have been boosted.
We're gonna occupy this.
Our foes shall fall.
Yeah. Alright, War Fervor is up. Westmoringus is out of this game. People are loving it. Look at all those happy people. Oh, time to give some more states out. Thurbrand. You want Pocklatum? Oswald is not happy. Neither's Carl. Alright, Carl deserves... He's an okay governor, I guess. So everyone cool again? Ish? Yeah? Great. Good meeting, everybody. We'll go invade Decor.
We serve to the end. Strike now. For glory. Yes, indeed.
And I think they're about to get closed out. Alright, so let's see. Speed is of the essence. Alright, what's about to go wrong? Nothing. Everything looks fine. Except for the imminent rebellion. Alright. So yeah, this is the place that's going to be a real issue. They got a little extra food. Okay, yeah, because I captured... I'd missed that Decor is down there. So this place actually can sort of support itself, which is good. Which means we can build up another building here. And I feel like maybe the thing to build is a garrison. How do these dudes feel about me? Oh, this is Westerners are not friends. They suck. Stratclip, they're friends. But not Westerners. Wow. But also, this place is mostly just pissed off. So maybe if we just build a church, everyone will be happy again. Why can't I build a tavern? Please? Upgrade within the market hall train. Okay. So all these things are locked until I basically hit a base level of investment. And I probably should have been trying to game this a little bit more and doing things that would unlock trees. Because I've wasted a lot of turns without any research happening. But that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. People love church, so we're going to build that for them. And hopefully they get off my back. Oh.
Mutual benefits.
Guthrum wants to be buddies. Sure.
I am glad we made.
He was definitely one of the cooler guys in the Last Kingdom. My only historical source for this period. Just a lot of faith that's probably being misplaced in a TV adaptation of Bernard Cornwell. But again, it's fun times. There we go, finally. Swiftly and brutally crushed, but also gently, sensitively, and respectfully, because the English are friends, and we are going to kill them with kindness, and also swords and axes. But kindness is the first weapon in our arsenal. Yeah, alright. Yeah, here. Out your family's back. Is that working at all? Y'all? Not really?
You can rely on us.
Zeal just governed. It's local province, so I could start trying to artificially pump up loyalty, but really I think we need some speed here. Are those guys gone? Where are they? No. Oh god, are you kidding me? Okay, here's what we're gonna try to do. Maybe just creating peace with these guys will chill things out with the English. That would be really cool. Now, we're still at war with them. What if you were a vassal?
I hope you do not
No? Not gonna bite? Okay, I think I might still want to conquer them. But that is probably where we want to leave things. I said we'd wrap up the war with Northliad. And that's done. So that's good, and that's how we solved history. We became friends with them. Did that even put a dent in it? No, it did not. Okay. Everyone likes music. Let's pump up some jams. Get those guys
Our foes will suffer. Ready for combat.
garrisoned up. Any problems I need to worry about to the south? Not just yet. So once we take out Westerness, well, okay, that's a lot of brewing problems, really. But that's problems for another day. Alright, so who the hell are we? Alright. And that will do it for today's edition of not quite Tactical Tuesday, but this is a taste of Total War Britannia, which has its ups and downs, to quote The Lion in Winter. I think there's some stuff I'm supposed to say here at the end of a stream, but honestly, I never really internalized all of that. I'm just usually thinking about how I'm going to troll Austin at this point. So you can just check out everything we do over on waypoint.vice.com and look for more streams from me and some of the gang later this week. And you can find me on Twitter at RobZachny. And that's about everything I can remember. So until next time, if there's one thing we've learned during the stream, it's peace.